Hello everyone, welcome to my channel USA 90 Day Fiancé. Welcome to update new gossip. 90 Day Fiancé's Brandon Gibbs and Julia Trubkina announced they are expecting their first baby 5 years after getting married. The Gibbs family farm is growing by 2 little feet. 90 Day Fiancé's Brandon Gibbs and Julia Trubkina announced they are set to welcome their first baby together. Hey guys, it's Brandon, Julia and Nala, the pair said alongside their dog in an August 26 TikTok video. And we have big news, we're pregnant. In the clip, Julia cradled her baby bump in a blue dress, while Brandon rocked a pink polo shirt and white shorts. It is exciting, Brandon added. And it's a little scary, but we can't wait to share the next chapter of our journey with you guys. Indeed, while they haven't shared their baby's sex just yet, the mommy-to-be gushed about the warm wishes she and her husband, who have appeared on 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, 90 Day Diaries and 90 Day, The Last Resort, have received from day one. Thank you so much, she said as she rubbed her belly, for all your love and support. Julia, who began her journey with Brandon after moving from Russia to Richmond, Virginia, and has been open about her fears and trouble conceiving, celebrated the milestone in a separate message. There is so much to say, I will start with this, the 31-year-old wrote alongside an August 26 Instagram carousel that shows her and Brandon kissing as they held the sonogram. It is not usual for me, and it is very strange to talk about this, but I have to start. The pair's news was celebrated from other members of the 90 Day universe, including Annie Francisco, who wrote, "Well, congratulations, big news. I'm so happy for you guys." And Stacy Silva, who celebrated with 3 red heart emojis. After years of documenting the ups and downs of their relationship, including their qualms with Brandon's overbearing parents Betty and Ron, the pair are excited to enter this next phase. It's both exciting and a little surreal, but we couldn't be more thrilled to step into this new chapter, Brandon and Julia told People in an interview published August 26. Thank you all for the love and support. We can't wait to share the journey with you. Julia Trubkina's actions in 90 Day, The Last Resort lead me to believe that she has fallen out of love with her husband, Brandon Gibbs. She and her American partner first met through a mutual friend before the COVID-19 pandemic. They fell in love with each other's personalities and started a relationship shortly after, leading to their appearance in 90 Day Fiancé Season 8. Initially, I enjoyed watching Brandon and Julia's story, as they seemed like genuine cast members with relatable issues. However, it wasn't long before Julia disappointed me by pushing Brandon to move out of his home. While Brandon and Julia took a break from appearing on the small screen, I stayed updated on their journey through social media. I watched as they faced challenges and grew stronger as a couple. I was especially impressed by Julia's efforts to reconcile with her in-laws and become a good daughter-in-law to them. Therefore, I was truly surprised when I learned that Brandon and Julia were participating in 90 Day, The Last Resort Season 2. I had no idea that they were still struggling with significant relationship issues that had drastically altered their dynamic. Julia's recent actions and revelations have convinced me that she's no longer in love with Brandon. In a recent episode of the 90 Day Fiancé spin-off, she discussed her cheating scandal without showing a lot of remorse. She admitted to Brandon that she wasn't sure about their long-distance relationship in the beginning, so she had started dating and kissing her former boyfriend. Julia explained that she only opened up about her past infidelity in front of other cast members because it weighed heavily on her and caused her emotional distress. If Julia truly regretted her actions, she would have tried to express her love for Brandon. Instead, she chose to focus on her own feelings, showing a lack of concern for Brandon's emotions. Her response implies her guilt stemmed from being more involved with her ex than she had admitted. Julia's recent behavior leads me to believe that she isn't grateful for what Brandon has done for her. She diminishes the fact that he left his family farm for her and minimizes his sacrifices. Julia has also never acknowledged that he supported her through her deportation scare and all her new career moves. The fact that Julia doesn't want to have a child with Brandon makes me think that she has no respect for him. It seems like she only cares about herself and her feelings without considering what Brandon wants. Recently, an Instagram account, at 90dayfiance.news.and.memes, shared photos of Julia with her muscular ex-boyfriend. Many fans commented on the post, saying that Julia had downgraded herself by marrying Brandon, who doesn't look as good as her ex. A user commented, "Guys, it was just a kiss, but we believed it." Someone else wrote, "Brandon needs to leave her, you can tell she is not into him." I believe fans are right that Brandon isn't Julia's type. The Russian reality star is more into bulky and attractive men like her ex than someone with an average build like Brandon. Now that Julia has established her own business in America, she no longer finds the same joy in being with Brandon. It appears like she's simply not interested in her husband anymore. I believe the 90-day, the last resort cast member should consider leaving Brandon and finding someone who shares her youthful energy. A sudden departure from the US has left fans questioning the future of this 90-day fiancé. Happily ever after? Couple and what it really means for their relationship. In 90-day fiancé, family involvement plays a big role in relationship success. Support or pressure from in-laws and a spouse's parents can shape the couple's journey and affect trust, emotional connection and long-term stability in marriage. On the popular reality TV show, Pedro Jimeno and Chantel Everett's 90-day fiancé relationship struggled due to family drama and lack of support. Ongoing tension between Pedro's Dominican family and Chantel's American parents fueled constant arguments. Cultural differences, trust issues, and in-law interference eventually led to their divorce, making them one of the most talked-about breakups in 90-day fiancé history. Jenny Slatten and Sumit Singh faced major obstacles in their 90-day fiancé. The other way journey. Sumit's Indian parents disapproved of their age gap and relationship, delaying their marriage for years. Family pressure, cultural expectations, and emotional stress tested their bond, showing how in-laws can deeply impact international relationships on reality TV. Now, a 90-day fiancé. Happily ever after? Season 9 couple is experiencing similar issues. While Sumit and Jenny have been able to save their marriage, Julia Trubkina and Brandon Gibbs' relationship could end up like Chantel and Pedro's due to Brandon's parents' over-involvement, but the couple's social media reveals they are taking the necessary steps to fix their differences. Julia has been sharing pictures from her recent Asia trip with Brandon. However, as pointed out by Grateful Anuska, has fans wondering where Betty Gibbs is. The Redditor shared a post captioned, "Brandon and Julia vacation in Japan. Without Betty." Charla the Lily wrote, "Betty's probably taking the pics." Meanwhile, Primary Unsanita 536 wrote, "There's no way Betty let her baby go out of the country with his wife without tagging along." Brandon has a very close relationship with his parents, Ron and Betty, but their involvement often borders on controlling. Before their wedding, Ron and Betty set strict rules for Brandon and Julia, including making them sleep in separate rooms and managing Julia's birth control without her consent, creating serious strain in their marriage. Brandon's dependency on his parents has made it hard for him to establish healthy boundaries with Julia. Critics have noted how his parents' control has stunted his emotional growth, making him hesitant to prioritize his wife. Their overbearing presence continues to affect the couple's dynamic, raising questions about long-term compatibility. Moreover, recent HA episodes revealed how Betty has her own room in Brandon and Julia's house, and her pushing Julia to have kids has come across as problematic. It's likely that Julia and Brandon have taken the long trip so they could escape his parents' interference. Julia always wished to move to a big city like Las Vegas, but Brandon couldn't do so because his parents want him close. 90-day fiancé. Happily ever after. Julia and Brandon's trip to Japan seems like an effort to distance themselves from Brandon's controlling parents. Getting away may help them build independence and set healthier boundaries. This break could be crucial for their relationship, allowing them to focus on each other without constant family interference.